Hello, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental and physical health are good and fit. So today I'm gonna talk about look into yourself, internal self. That's really important part of the process of living your life. When you stop and look internally, you really discover a lot of things about yourself, especially when you're living this modern age where it's so busy. You have so many to-do lists, a lot of requests, a lot of distractions, a lot of priorities, right? And it's just, you never get to the end. The next day there will be more lists added to your list, existing list, right? So when you spend the time to look internally from time to time, it really helps you to focus what's important in your life. And you can really cut off your old energy that you no longer need. And you could really get to the point where you really feel you could release a lot of things. You could forgive a lot of things. And when you have a certain experience that are really tough or really painful, and you think to yourself, it's not fair. Why I have to go through this, right? You didn't ask for it. But that experience itself made you grow. And it's actually be prepared for you to go through the process of experience to make your soul really strong, to make your progress, make you grow. And that's how they literally planned for you. Because when you go through a certain experience, you think it's real. And you go through such a hardship, and you feel a lot of emotions along the way. And you probably lived in a very low frequency emotions, the turmoils as well. But it's just a process. And when you know how to get out of that, you did a lot of thought to yourself, and you were like totally hit the bottom, but you overcame that hardship or toughness, and you came above those toughness and experience. That itself is a big growth of your soul, and that's what the soul needed to learn. And the experience itself could be very painful and hardship, but it's needed for the soul, your soul to learn how to be strong, literally. And you learn so much about the relationship with the family and partners or co-workers, and your health, your finance, and so many different areas, right? So that all those hardship or toughness, actually, it makes you grow, even though you don't like it, even though you think it's unnecessary, but it is the energy, the fuel to make your soul grow. That's why you literally chose to have those experiences. That's why you chose to be born in a certain families, because the soul needs to learn a certain thing to make yourself grow from that experience, so that when you look back, your memories, or old memories, It could be very painful. It could be very tough. You don't want to even look or think about it. It's a traumatic experience. But that's something that the soul needed to learn from the real feeling, the real setups. So it's been planned for you. And so you need to celebrate when you get to the other end, like, oh, you've done it, you experienced it, and now you're on the other side, and your soul is so much stronger. You grew from that experience. You learned so much through that experience. Otherwise, you didn't know so many things about humans, or all aspects of life, literally. So all the experience you thought that was a negative on you, it really is a source for you to grow. You needed to learn, or you needed to see the bottom of it, so that you make yourself grow out of that, and to become really free from that experience. And that itself is a huge accomplishment for your end, because that's something you needed to figure it out by yourself, and you needed to really conquer all the hardship and toughness to rise above of that low frequency to the higher frequency of happy and joyful, and the peaceful and harmonized way, instead of being sad and guilty and agitated and worrisome. So there's a human, we needed to experience both to know the opposite. It's like this food tastes great. In order to feel that, you must have the experience of that food is really bad, and it's all relevant. So you do have both sides, so that you learn so much for yourself. So from time to time, look internally and see where you're at, and you really brace all those bad experiences in the past, for instance, and then how far you came along, how far you grow out of the experience, instead of dwelling on it. When you dwell on it, it makes your life a living hell. Literally, it is so hard, because you're resisting, you're fighting, you just don't want to accept what it is. So you're in a spot where it's really painful. So it's good to have the bad experience, but take it as is and move on, because you needed to learn those feelings as a human, those bad, negative feelings, and you experience the opposite, which is the great, positive, happy feelings. So you embrace whatever the experience you had in the past, which is a literally plan for you to go through the process to rise above, so that you really learn so much in the process, and it make your soul grow and learn so much from it. And so once you learn it, get out of there. You don't need to dwell on it, which I did, and for so many years. And I'm hoping that people don't do that. People will not do that like I did, because it's just nothing but painful, and it destroy your characters and soul and the heart. So it's not necessary to stay there. You learn the lesson and you move on. So that's the best thing you could do for you. And all this experience it's like a fuel, an ingredient to push through the hardship that might come across in your way in the future. And you learn so much about yourself, and you learn about your potentials and all those abilities you had that you didn't know before. So it's all exciting. It's all in a good way. So celebrate your past that you might have had a really tough time, because it really grew your soul and your conscious level. Okay, so it's all good in a way. Okay, so enjoy your life.